Hello Twin Flames, this is Victoria and today I'm doing a special reading for January 1 portal. It's gonna be the first portal of 2022, and as I'm recording this, we're actually, just on the last day of 2021, so it's quite logical and I want to give it to you not on the day but a little bit sooner, also because of differences in time zones, and for you guys to get ready for this weekend to manifest. And as in a lot of cultures, a lot of countries, there are also rituals for making a wish, setting intentions. You can call it different ways, but people do that on New Year's Eve at the moment when the clock strikes 12. So maybe this will inform you how you want to build that manifestation for yourself, how to set that intention and to get into the right vibration for the weekend. All right. We also have a new moon coming up in a few days, but I'll probably do a separate reading about that. So for now, let's just focus on a 101 portal, January 1. I've got a few decks with me today, and I was excited to get a few oracle decks too, and also to do kind of a split reading for divine feminines, divine masculines, because these two collectives are going through different things at the moment, and this portal is going to work its way a little bit differently for DF and for DM. So, but I will check on the energies for each, and then I'll get some guidance from spirit, from the universe, on what's the best course of action to get the best outcome. And I'll pull oracle card for each of the twins. I have 3 sets today. And last but not least, I am going to be doing the main reading using the Muse Tarot. So it's my newest deck. I love it. So far I'm just using it for personal readings, but yeah, this is going to be the first one that I'm doing for the collective. All right, let's get started. And for the first pull is going to be done on the general oracle for DF and DM, and I'm gonna pull the card from here. I am guided to do it in a kind of combined way, so we'll be combining them by questions, but the answers will be separate for DF and DM in that way. Of course, if you like what I'm doing, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and comment. This really helps me get the word out and spread it with more people. Of course, appreciate those who already supported me and my channel. All right, so let's get started. This is the Alice the Wonderland oracle deck. So let's get a card for divine feminine first. What do we need to know during this portal? Choices: feeling blocked, restrained. So yeah, it's this kind of, it's interesting that's number 6, and we're stepping into year 2022, which gives us prime number 6. This is the feeling where we feel like there is no choice, there are no options, like we are in the corner somewhere in the situation. And we'll get more guidance on that, of course, in the reading. This is gonna be a longer read, just warning. I'm guided to get a book though and read a little bit more. Let's read the divination. Choosing which way to go, a moment of decision, uncertain of what is best or what to do next, feeling like each door is closed, wanting to reach the next stage of your life but not seeing a single way through. Yeah, there is a chapter of the book where it's about the doors. Like there were a lot of doors on their way, but they were all closed. Okay, let's see what's happening with divine masculines. What do we need to know about DMs? I think we got, oh no, it's 42, mortality, which also comes to 6. Life is brief, bright, beautiful, and yours to live. It looks a little bit spooky, but the message is you're supposed to enjoy your life, while you have it, kind of idea. Let me also read the divination from the book. Appreciation of existence, relishing being alive, making the most of every moment, accepting mortality in ourselves and in others, living in the present, feeling joy at being alive. So that's the focus for DMs. Some of them I'm hearing already doing this, especially since we're in the holiday season. Some of them, and they're kind of like, even if 1st of January is not that much of a holiday, but there's still this sort of festive aftertaste. So they are doing that. For others, they are struggling, but that's what they're supposed to be focusing on. Okay, let's keep going. I'm just gonna lay it out for myself, like DF and DM then, following this beginning. The next card we're gonna pull is gonna be from the Spirit Junkie. And again, it will be one for DF and then one for DM with some affirmation, some guidance during this time, during the portal. What's the affirmation for Divine Feminine at this time? Just as a reminder, I'm gonna be making my trip to Hawaii next week, so there might be a bit of a change in my schedule, or if you're reaching out for a personal reading, I will let you know. If you're reaching out during that time, I will let you know what the ETA is on getting your reading, because it's quite a long trip for me from New York, so I will be like physically unavailable for a certain amount of time. I'll do my best not to skip on any of the daily collective readings, and then whatever extra readings I feel guided to do for you guys. One card for DF, please. Thank you. All that I need is coming to me in ways I could never have imagined. Wow, it's perfectly matching this card about choices and having the feeling that all the doors are closed. This is a kind of a problem. This is an information to me that mirrors it to solve it. All that I need is coming to me in ways I could never have imagined. So if you see the door shut, don't force it. Surrender, and everything will happen the way it's supposed to. Maybe you're not supposed to walk through the door. Maybe you're gonna climb out of the window, or somebody will come to you, Closed door doesn't mean that you have no choice. Okay, and one card for DM now, please. There's an affirmation. We've got, my friendships support me, nourish me, and inspire me. Yeah, so this is also connected to this. It's a little bit more specific because this is about enjoying life in general. More even, I would say, about individual focus, right? I am supposed to enjoy my life. But this also says that you don't have to do this alone, and enjoying your life by yourself and being all this independent and authentic doesn't mean, as much as you are awakened, like even if you are or if you're not, it doesn't mean doing it alone. It still means you can have people around you who will support you. But the key definition is here, my friendships, right? My friendships support me, nourish me, and inspire me. Not all people around you are friends to you, either by title or by nature of your communication. So just be cautious about that, Divine Masculines. If they have good intentions, but essentially they are causing you to go with unhealthy behavior, that's not really what you are supposed to encourage. That's not what is going to help you find joy and enjoy your life, right? Because that will be counterintuitive to your balance, peace, harmony, and happiness in the end. Okay, so those were the oracle decks. I have one more with me, but I'll keep it till later. And we're gonna go to the tarot and see what the energies are like. So please tell us what's going on with Divine Feminines during this time. What do we need to know? What's going on during the portal weekend? Hand Muse. I'll pull a clarify. What about Divine Masculines? What's going on? Death in reverse. It's interesting. It's interesting because we had the Mortality card and now it's Death in reverse. Oh wow, yeah, I'm getting a message already about that. Okay, let's get some clarifiers actually before I start commenting. Please clarify the hand use for Divine Feminines. It's also interesting that the hand muse or the handman, but it's this variation, this deck, is number 12 in major arcanas, and death is of course number 13. So DFs and DMs are walking neck in neck. Please clarify the hand use for Divine Feminines. Wow, the Empress. Please clarify Death in reverse for masculines. 2 cards. 10 of Pentacles. And drum roll for the other card, it's the Hangman. Wow. Okay, so Divine Feminines, the Hand Muse and the Empress. Yeah, so this is, both cards are actually about finding your power, finding your voice, but on a deeper level, you know, like for real, like finding out who you are. And I would say that since this is the key card, is that it all, like your goal could be, of course, the being creative, being nurturing, being empathetic, doing your light work, learning how to be a great partner for Divine Masculine, maybe how to be a great parent for your children, what have you, right? Like we're thinking more of a, and usually with Divine Feminines we're thinking about more maternal roles, even as a light worker, right? With those kind of qualities. But what you should know is that in order to be able to manifest and create on the outside, New Year's Eve, manifestations, or one-on-one portal, you need to pause for a second and go within and really feel through what is the next step. Ask yourself, ask Spirit if you don't hear it from yourself, but it should be some sort of revelation, you know, some sort of divine truth of what is important. If you have 2 or 3 things on your mind, you're not alone. I'm like that myself. Ask what should come first. And I can assure you that when you start turning around at least one of those things, one of the areas of your life, others will follow. So it could just be that if you're starting at the right place, then you don't have to essentially do the hard work in 3 areas, right? It will be like a ripple effect then of how those things will come around. So yeah, you're supposed to manifest them, but then the next part, of course, is to think about specific next steps. Or what are you going to be putting your energy into to create? For Divine Masculines, we have 10 of Pentacles and Hangman as clarifications for the Death in reverse. So what I'm hearing is that Divine Masculines are actually clinging towards what they have. There is the connection with what we saw at the beginning, but it's kind of like, I'm trying to find the words to explain. You know, like there is a big difference between enjoying my life as it is, meaning that I'm grateful for what I have and I keep moving forward, making changes, trying new things, you know, finding myself, you know, my voice, or the idea when I'm valuing my life and I find joy in it and I don't want to change anything. And there is a bit of a lot, for some people it's a little bit, for some it's a lot. There is an illusion that, you know, and a lot of us have been brought up with the idea that, you know, even if it's not a lot, is still worth being grateful for and counting your blessings, etc., etc., which sometimes can prevent us from going for more, especially if we're seeing that what we have is actually kind of a definition of joy and happiness for people generally around us, right? For the society we live in. So there is even more resistance to making changes. And essentially, if you remember, death is really a card of transformations, death and rebirth. In this deck, even more so, I would say. The artwork is beautiful in this deck. I love it so much. It's very different from the usual kind of more traditional decks, and I'm still figuring it out for myself, like to actually read the artistry. But there's a lot of abstract stuff here, but it's beautiful. I love it. So yeah, basically, DMs are kind of getting the message about, enjoying life and, valuing it the way it is, but they're taking it too far, and that prevents them from moving forward towards their ultimate happiness. They're kind of stuck. Hangman can also be signifying the energy of being stuck, and that's really where they are. If they need to go within and to contemplate, it should be done correctly, where they can get in touch with the higher power, with their inner voice. But because it's so difficult, essentially they're just getting stuck in their conscious mind. I mean, they don't even feel stuck, right? But essentially it's preventing them from making changes. Okay. The same as with this friendship card, so I'm being drawn to it now. You can have friendships and you can call them that way. They don't necessarily support you, nourish you, and inspire you. But under the threat of not having friendships at all, or losing reputation by losing an influential friend, that unfortunately oftentimes outweighs the understanding the value of how it's supposed to feel when it's true friendship. And yeah, that's another thing that a lot of masculines have trouble letting go of. Okay, let's get another question answered, and that's going to be, of course, the guidance. The guidance for divine feminines, first of all. What's the divine guidance in this situation? Of inspiration. So it's about releasing burdens and fears. It's about being more blunt and free in manifesting. It's dreaming big, essentially. Bottom of the deck, we have 2 of emotions, 2 of cups. Yeah, so if it's love, it's supposed to be 2 of cups. You're picturing your happiness, go 10 of Pentacles on it. Don't think small just because of all the burdens you've encountered in your life. And oftentimes we actually play small where we've encountered difficulties. Maybe you got discouraged by a job where you didn't get a promotion or a bonus, or somebody didn't say thank you for a job well done, and it got you thinking, and you were like, maybe I'm not as good, maybe I don't actually deserve it, right? Those create burdens as well. But don't think just because those things happen that that's truly what you deserve, right? You need to aim for beautiful reality around us. Okay, what about divine masculines? What's the guidance, the spirit guidance for divine masculines? It's too many, let me shuffle again. Naughty deck. Okay. 7 of materials. So it's about some finding stability. At least temporary stability. Bottom of the deck, 3 of emotions. Yeah. Time to give yourself a break, Divine Masculine. Celebrate a little. You know, live a little. Even if it means that you're standing still, don't be too afraid of being afraid, you know, of that transformation we just talked about. Sometimes it's okay to stop and smell the roses and enjoy where you are for a little bit. So don't rush it, that transformation that we spoke about. Okay, and one more deck that I have is, yep, you got it. It's Keepers of the Light Oracle. So let's get a card for each of the twins with some final guided messages from the Ascended Masters. First, the card for Divine Feminine, please. If you have any additional questions, you can ask me in the comments, and if I have capacity, I'll pull some cards. Otherwise, I can just reply intuitively. Maybe something about your manifesting journey during this time. January 1 is the beginning, is the inception, right? It's 01. So it's almost like it's more about understanding what you want and kind of creating that blueprint rather than acting as much on it. So for Divine Feminine, we have Serapis Bay, Ascension. Move into a true self, rise above the darkness. The light is here. Yes. We can see that both with the Hand Muse and the Empress, that Divine Feminine is really being asked to step outside of that comfort zone and rise up. Ascension. It's all about ascension. What about Divine Masculines? I'm actually going to read from the book. Yeah. Okay, Masculines have got Melchizedek, high learning. You have learned from experience. More inner study is now required to further progress. Yes, we saw that as well. With that break that's needed. Okay, let me read from the book. So, for Divine Feminines. The stars cannot shine without darkness. You may have experienced a low state of being, trauma or depression, but this is a new beginning. Become aware of growth. There is always room for improvement. There is also a sense of presentation now. You may be receiving documentation or certification to acknowledge your growth or experience. It's important to cherish this time to realize that without the challenges or obstacles you have faced, you wouldn't be as strong, powerful, focused as you are today. You are ascending personally and spiritually at this time, and the universe is here to support it. Yes, and we saw that with the Spirit Junkie card. All that I need is coming to me in ways I could never have imagined. Alright, and for the masculines, Melchizedek, high learning. You have learned so much to this point and are learning more every day. You are recognizing all the great lessons your experiences and challenges have brought to you and are preparing for a transition or inner ascension where you will move beyond another level of fear and into the inner sanctum of your heart and soul. So it's also ascension, basically. There is a sense that you're now able to focus in a new way and offer greater light to the world. Melchizedek and his order are with you now, leading you towards spiritual wisdom. Meditate and connect with their light. Beautiful. So what I'm getting from all of these messages, like the headlines, are that it's time for ascension, for going within and, you know, releasing old paradigms, setting up intentions for what's to come. And another big message is that the universe is supporting TWINFLAME Collective greatly. Your spirit guides, you know, the divine, you have the support that you need. It's around you, even if it's It could be through people around you. If they have a high vibe, if you feel good around them, then yes, it's definitely, it means that they are there right now to support you. If it's not the case, don't force it, don't push it. You can always turn to the higher power and ask for support, ask for help. There are all kinds of spiritual communities online that you can join. You can find like-minded people. You can contact me and I can help you out with your situation, or I can put you in contact with other people. You know, it's all about being there for each other, and as light workers, we're supposed to help everybody, but inclusive of our peers, because we're all at different steps of the journey. And the whole idea is that, you know, some of us have had experience with one set of areas and activities, others have experience in some other areas, so it makes sense to collaborate and exchange that experience and those tools to ascend from those situations. Okay, I hope this has been good for you guys. Thank you so much for joining me today. Happy New Year. I love you all so very much, and I'll speak to you again very, very soon.